Hello Internet. When riding my long trip to Norway recently, I decided to do the video about my motorcycle cockpit or dashboard. I have always been interested in adding accessories and functionality to my bikes. One of the essential features is navigation. Then I want to keep in touch if somebody is messaging me or giving me a phone call. And then there are a couple of devices I want to control when riding. All this adds some buttons, knobs and gadgets to my cockpit. I have heard people saying that these things are only to distract you and affect your road safety. I wanted to make this video an example to add functionality to my bike, but it does not affect my safety. So let's go to the last portion of my long trip and see and hear what I say. So here is the short video about my bike dashboard or cockpit I promised to you a few days earlier, and this road is right place to do this video because it's boring road and I just ride and I can do this video easily. And by the way, you don't see this cockpit as I see because the camera is a little bit lower than my eye, so the camera is not in the eye level, but let's not distract with that issue. Let's start with the furthest item, which is Navigator. This is factory equipped Navigator, BMW Navigator 5, and pretty soon when I got this bike I noticed that the position of the Navigator is not so ideal. What I mean is that it's so far away. I can see it easily, that's not a problem, but if I have to push the soft buttons of the Navigator, then it's almost impossible task. I can scroll these displays using my left hand wander wheel of this bike, and that's not a problem. I can use some menus also, but during navigation there's some buttons you need to push in order to find more information or change the route or whatever during riding. So pretty soon I noticed that because I know Garmin navigators, I know that I can use this Navigator as an auxiliary view of data about my travel, about my trip, about the bike and so forth. So I set up this first display which is on all the time, and it shows me the data which I can with short glance view and react accordingly if I see some changes of this data. Top row of this my motorcycle display is front and rear tire pressure, so I can see immediately if the pressure starts to go down. This bike has low pressure alarm, but I believe that it goes on just after the pressure is really low. Next information in the top row is engine temperature. I can follow. Of course, the bike dashboard has its own indicator, but it's old style block indicator, and it's not very accurate. But if I have 2-digit or 3-digit information about the engine temperature, I can follow this. Then top right corner is ambient temperature, which is nice to follow when riding, for example, Norwegian type of environment where within 10 kilometers temperature might change 10 degrees. So then second row is all number information related to my trip, and I have trip meters, and then automatic trip meter, which starts 0 at the morning when I start to ride, and then odometer on right side. Then third row I have information about the fuel range and fuel economy of this bike, and the fuel range information is important. Now I have 87 kilometers left. Then on the lowest row is mixed information about average speed, voltage, elevation and heading. You can change all these fields whatever you like, and you can change the overall layout of this screen to show fewer information there, and if there's some problem with your eyesight, then you can enlarge these numbers. Well, that was the factory navigator of this bike, and I'm happy with that setup. Okay, next item in this list is the bike's original dashboard. This dashboard is mixed of old school style gauges and then some numerical information and menu where you can select items to display. I use this quite normally. Important information to me is the gear number and speedometer and revolution count or revolution gauge. Okay, next item in my dashboard is the Navigator itself. As I said earlier, this BMW Navigator 5 is only auxiliary display for me, and my main navigator for everything is my Garmin XT, which is in a more ideal position to handle, to push the buttons. I can see information there, and this navigates me everywhere. But there's few buttons I can push more easily than reach to this original navigator, which is in front. So what else about the navigator itself? I like this navigator. It has a really bright display, visible even direct sunlight from behind, and I printed this with my 3D printer, this soft protection over it, so if it falls when I'm manipulating it or I'm detaching it from the bike, this bumper case protects it. The navigator is placed there with RAM attachment, short arm, and I can fine-tune the placement of the navigator easily. So next, when I'm going to ride, is my heated garment remote controller. I can control my jacket heat and my gloves heat. Currently I don't have these heated gloves because it's still summer here in Finland, 8 degrees Celsius. But this gloves works quite well here. The factory handlebar or right handle with its knobs and buttons. Next item to left is my phone, and it's attached to handlebar by quad lock. I love quad lock, it's great. I'm not sponsored by quad lock at all, but guys, you need to look this quad lock attachment. It's so crazy well done, and yeah, I use it all the time in my other bikes also, and in my KTM 790 I bought this vibration dampener behind this, and it protects my phone. Why I keep my phone there is that I can see if somebody is texting to me, or if somebody is giving a call to me, I can see the caller information there. I have to stress the idea that I'm not doing any social media handling during my riding, not at all. I don't have this information even visible on my phone, so I'm not even touching my phone too much, because it's voice controlled, and I have in my helmet com system, and I can use voice commands via Siri or Cardo, and I can even send the text messages via this voice commands. Okay, that was phone. So that was it. Short video about my bike's cockpit and dashboard, and how I'm using these items. I see you in the next video. Bye.